Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Rosa, and on this channel we make plant-based food for you and your family to enjoy. So today I'm super excited because I'm going to be sharing with you 3 gluten-free bread recipes, and I'm also going to show you how I made my own gluten-free flour just for you. So the first recipe we're going to be doing is showing you how to make the gluten-free flour. Then I'm going to make a delicious herb garlic bread. And then after that, we're going to do a quinoa wrap and then some cheesy, delicious gluten-free crackers. So let me show you how I put all that together. Let's get started. So for this recipe, I'm using gluten-free oats, okay, rolled oats. Now, if you already have oat flour, you can use it as well. But right now, I don't have that, so I'm just going to blend it up real well and get it really fine. So you'll need 1.5 cups of oats for this recipe. And since I'm grinding it, I have to just make sure I get it nice and fine. And if there's some bits in it, just take those out and then blend a little more just until you get enough for 1.5 cups of oat flour. Yeah, so I'll just say, because that's about 1.5 cups. So yeah, dump the whole thing in. All right, so just make sure you check for like big pieces of oats, but it still won't harm anything on your flour. But I always just double check. And it made a little bit, since it fluffed up, it made a little bit more than 1.5 cups of oat flour, but you know, like maybe by a slight quarter. So to the bowl, we're gonna add about 3/4 cups of almond flour. And also we're gonna add 1/4 cup of tapioca flour. So the tapioca flour I use is a Bob Mills, but you can use any brand, but it's also known as tapioca starch, so it's the same thing. So just whisk it all together until it's like completely combined. So I'm gonna store it in a large airtight container. So for this container, I actually wrote the recipe with a Sharpie, so I wouldn't forget, you know, the recipe in a future date, just in case. So first you'll need to get your yeast ready in your water. So you're going to add to 1 cup of warm water 1 package of yeast, or 2 1/4 teaspoons of rapid rising yeast, and 1 teaspoon of sugar. And just get that stirred up. And we're going to let this sit until it gets frothy and bubbly. While the yeast is getting nice and bubbly, we're going to put a little bit of oil in an 8x4 baking loaf pan, and we're going to also line it with some parchment. I found that this helps the bread come out easier so it doesn't stick. And you can fold the corners, see, and the parchment should stick really easily to the pan once you oil it. There you go. All right. So next we're going to mix the dry ingredients together. So we'll add to the bowl 2 cups of that gluten-free flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of Italian herb blends, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of rosemary, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Let's mix that all together. We're also going to add some minced fresh garlic, just to give it that extra delicious garlic punch. So if you have a garlic press, you can also use the garlic press for this recipe to crush your garlic, and so it'll permeate throughout the entire bread. But I just like to find little bits of, you know, garlic inside the bread. We're also going to add 1 more tablespoon of that oil, and then we're going to add that yeast water. Give that a nice stir. So it's going to look watery. The dough is going to look a little bit watery, and what you're going to do is stir it in the bowl for like 3 to 5 minutes until it starts thickening up. So check it out. See how watery it is now? So we're going to stir it, set a timer. Alexa, give me a 5-minute timer.
5 minutes, starting now.
All right. This stirring is kind of like somewhat building up a glutinous kind of bread fill, and it's getting that yeast going. And what we're going to do is stir it until it'll start getting a little thick, like a thick pancake batter as you stir, and it's going to help with the rise. Okay, so just keep on stirring, don't stop, don't give up, use your muscles. Let's go. So now that the batter's all done, we're gonna pour it inside that loaf pan, and we're gonna let it sit for 1 hour covered up with a clean kitchen towel, okay? Okay, so our bread has risen for an hour, and I made a mistake and had the towel a little too close, so just be sure to have your towel kind of like around it like that so that it doesn't go into it when it rises. So anyway, all right, so let's get the bread in the oven and bake it for 1 hour, and then we'll check on it. And it should be nice and golden brown when it's done. All right, guys, so our gluten-free bread is all done. Check it out. So I'm going to slice it. I let it cool for about an hour. I usually like to let it cool for a few hours, but I'm kind of anxious to show you what it comes out like. When I use a serrated knife. All right, guys, look at that. So it has all those air holes. It's still a little bit moist and a little bit wet, but that's okay. I just want to show you guys that it slices really nice. Look at that. It's gonna be so good. For these quinoa wraps, you'll need 1 cup of quinoa, a half a tablespoon of chia seeds, a half a teaspoon of salt, and 1.5 cups of water. So before you use your quinoa, be sure to rinse it at least 3 times to get rid of the bitter taste. So pour about 1/3 cup of the batter in the pan, and you can use a non-stick pan, or you can lightly oil a pan if it's not non-stick. And you're gonna let that cook till it gets nice and brown. It's kind of like a crepe type batter. For these gluten-free crackers, you'll need 1 cup of chickpea flour, 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of paprika. Let's whisk it all together. So to the dry ingredients, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil. I use grapeseed oil. You can use olive oil or any neutral oil. We're also going to add 1/4 cup of water. So add about half of that just to make sure that it doesn't make too much of a wet dough. But generally, it should be okay with 1/4 cup. Yeah, that was perfect. We're going to give that a nice stir until we get a really stiff dough. So we're just going to transfer the dough to a piece of parchment paper on a board so we can roll it out. And I like to kind of like shape it into the rectangle that you want to roll it into. Before we roll out the dough, be sure to preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 205 degrees Celsius. So we're going to cover up the dough and roll it in between 2 pieces of parchment paper to a large rectangle. I think this is mine. Oh yeah, it is. So I like to roll from the center out so that you're making sure you get that center of the dough flatter and not so thick, you know. And the thinner you roll these out, the crispier your cracker will be. So it's kind of best to get it really rolled out to about 1/4 inch thickness. All right, let me check it. That part right here, I'm gonna roll out a little more around the edges. This is pretty good, but I'm gonna make these ones crispy this time. So, and then if you hold it up, a little trick what I be doing to see if I can see kind of through it. Now you don't want to see through it completely, but you want to see a little bit of a like shadow, you know, but that's just my guess. I'm just gonna wing this one today. But yeah, let's get those edges rolled out some. All right. They all crunch up, even if it's that thickness, it still will be crunchy. But today I kind of want more of a thinner, crispy, kind of like, what are they called again? Thin crisp? Is there a cracker? Is there a cracker called thin crisp or what is it called? Oh, wheat thins, that's what it is. I want to get some like thin like that today to make them like a wheat thin, okay? So that's what we're going for today, all right? So I'm gonna show you how I cut them up. I just want to quick fast share. Don't throw away the top sheet of your parchment paper. We're gonna use this to bake the crackers on, okay? So waste not, want not. So let's slice our crackers. So I'm gonna cut them kind of like a cheese nip or Cheez-It type shape or size. You can make them bigger like that, like a saltine, but these crackers are better, I think, in my opinion, if you make them about that size. So first start at the top and just slice it down. You can also use a pizza cutter to cut them to make it faster, of course. So now we're gonna poke some holes in it, and I'm just using the chopstick, the tip of chopstick. If you have anything with a little pointy edge, you can just, make your little holes, but I find that the chopstick works really well. So I'll show you real fast how to do that. So you're just gonna basically poke a hole in it and twist a little bit, because you wanna mimic that Cheez-It cracker. I'm gonna clean this edge up a little bit. There you go. This is the only, I would say, most time-consuming part of the recipe. Other than that, it's quick, fast, stir it, roll it, and then poke holes in it and bake. So if you have kids, give them this part to do, because they're gonna love these crackers. They're tasty, they're gluten-free, and you just have them do the holes. All right, so now we're gonna transfer the crackers onto that baking sheet. Have them about 1/2 inch apart because they're gonna puff up a little bit. So now we're gonna put some salt on each one, generously, like a cracker, of course. You want it to be nice and salty, so. And you can put as much or as little salt as you like, it's up to you. But since I didn't put any salt in the cracker, you wanna make sure you have a good amount on the outside at least. All right, friends, our breads are all done. And we have our quinoa wraps, and they're nice and flexible. Fill it with any type of delicious plant-based filling that you like. You can even eat them for breakfast or lunch or dinner. And we have our garlic herb bread, and we have our delicious cheese crackers. So I'm so excited for you to try these recipes out. I really am. And for all my gluten-free friends out there, I'm going to be making more recipes as well, and I'll put them on the website too, okay? So if you like videos like this, give it a thumbs up, guys, and definitely comment below and let me know what you think. Or if you make it, definitely let me know. So I will see you guys next time on the next video. All right, bye.